commissars of the Central Command team, fellow South Africans, the Economic Freedom Fighters will hold its second National People's Assembly on the 13th to the 16th of December 2019, here at the Johannesburg Expo Center, Nasrec. We are here to categorically assure all delegates, guests, and members of the media that all systems are ready and in place to hold a successful second National People's Assembly. The Leadership Collective is satisfied that an absolute majority of EFF members, particularly delegates, leaders of regions, provinces, and the CCT, have thus far conducted themselves with maximum discipline and in line with the guidelines adopted by the Central Command team to guide the process towards the National People's Assembly. We commend the delegates and further emphasize that they should not fall victim of agent provocateurs, information peddlers, and spies whose intentions are not consistent with the building an organization that is a weapon in the hands of black people, the working class and the poor in South Africa, Africa, and the diaspora. All assembly workers, including the staff, media, security, will take place on the 9th of December 2019 at the University of Johannesburg, Soweto campus from 10 o'clock. All other media that will not have registered on the 9th will be allowed to register on the 12th of December 2019 at the UJ Soweto campus. International guests will be received by EFF protocol at the airport and will register on the 12th and 13th of December 2019. We have invited all embassies in South Africa, and confirmation of attendance closes on the 30th of November 2019, meaning that confirmations that come post this date will not be accepted. All delegates from branches, regions, provinces, and the Central Command team will register and be accredited on the 13th of December 2019, and all delegates should strictly produce a barcoded identity document or will not be registered. When done with registration, all delegates will be allocated to the accommodation places, which will be different hotels across Johannesburg. Transportation to and from the assembly's venue will strictly be through the provided shuttles so as to avoid unnecessary traffic congestion and fatigue drivers, since some of the sessions might take longer than anticipated. We appointed the Institute of Electoral Management Services in Africa as the independent electoral body that will oversee all electoral processes of the Second National People's Assembly. The Institute of Election Management Services in Africa is a reputable election management agency founded by the former Independent Electoral Commission Deputy Chairperson Terry Tselane. As stated in the EFF guidelines for the NPA, all nominations and voting for leadership will take place at the Assembly. Discussion documents for the Assembly have been publicly issued and sent to all members of the EFF. The key highlights of the discussion document included in the following. 1. Organizational character and redesign. The organizational character and redesign perspective is styled as an organic contribution to how the EFF ought and should be positioned as an impactful political party of the working class and as a party that must win political power from those who have it now, capture the state, take the economy, and redistribute it equally amongst all people. The perspective further makes proposals on what is to be done, including organizational redesign on constitutional structures and constitutional amendment. 2. Land and agrarian reform. The land and agrarian reform perspective, anchored on the founding manifesto as the first cardinal pillar of the EFF, looks at resolutions of the land in South Africa as the most important resolution needed for the emancipation of all South Africans and the ushering of the economic freedom in this lifetime. The perspective also discusses agrarian reform and makes proposals. 3. On gender struggles. The perspective on gender struggle acknowledges that the struggle for the emancipation of women and the gender non-conforming is one that cannot be divorced from the struggle of black people as the marginalized collectively. The perspective looks at the gender struggles in relation to labor, transgender, discriminatory cultural practices, ukuthwala, ukungena, gender-based violence, intimate partner violence, education, sexual reproductive health rights, and other issues, and makes proposal for consideration by the second NPA. Media, communication, and battle of ideas. The perspective on media, communication, and battle of ideas looks at the overview of media and communication in South Africa and makes proposals on high demand spectrum, improvement of the public broadcaster, capping of multi-choice domination, transformation of the out-of-home advertising, critique of South African journalism and Stratcom phenomenon, and the improvements of EFF communications. On health and education. The health and education perspective looks at the overview of public health, education in South Africa, makes a diagnosis of current challenges facing health and education, and makes proposal on repurposing the public healthcare system to focus more on primary healthcare, reopening of nursing colleges, and establishment of ward-based or polyclinics. In education, the perspective makes proposal on early childhood teaching focus, teachers training, free quality decolonized education, and alignment of skills to economic productive sectors. On Pan-Africanism and progressive internationalism. The perspective on Pan-Africanism and progressive internationalism looks at ultimate integration of the African continent through erosion and eventually elimination of unnecessary borders to build a united Africa. The perspective makes proposal on Pan-African Parliament, Pan-African Court on People and Human Rights, and